What's up, guys? What's up? Welcome once again, guys, to another video. Thanks as always for tuning in, and let me remind you as always to like the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already done so, hit that notification bell, and please, guys, please comment and let us know what you think about these videos. All right, and let me take time out to thank you as usual for tuning in to another video. And just to let you know, appreciative I am for you to tune in. All right, once more. So, guys, if you remember this video I did, I think a few weeks ago, about this ICU nurse that was in this fiery crash in an intersection in LA. So just a little update on that. You know, it is coming out now that she FaceTimed her sister with no clothes on, and that would have sounded like someone who was having some mental issues, mental breakdown, whatever you want to call it. So, guys, I'm gonna just read a little article here so we get a better understanding of what they're talking about. All right. Okay, so the nurse accused of killing 6 people when she plowed her car through a Los Angeles intersection may have been unconscious at the time of the fiery wreck and FaceTimed her sister while not wearing any clothing, while experiencing a frightening psychotic break before the accident. New court documents obtained by the Los Angeles Times reveal that Nicole Linton suffered from years of severe mental issues, which began to manifest themselves as bipolar disorder in 2018. The documents were filed by Linton's attorney, who are arguing she should be released on $300,000 bail to the care of her family and a mental health hospital. Linton has been jailed since the August 4th crash, as prosecutors say she is a danger to the community and a flight risk. The filing detailed 4 years of alarming behavior, which included leaping from windows, panic attacks leading to arrest, self-harming behavior, and Linton's belief that she was being possessed by her dead grandmother. Wow. That is crazy, guys. So the defense's documents also include a doctor's assessment that during the crash, Linton experienced an apparent lapse of consciousness. Dr. William Winter wrote after an August 6 examination of Linton, she has no recollection of the events that led to her collision, adding, the next thing she recalled was lying on the pavement and seeing that her car was on fire. The new documents come after Linton's bail hearing was delayed last week when her defense was granted more time to investigate her mental health. Linton, a traveling nurse from Houston, Texas, who was working in LA at the time of the crash, is charged with 6 counts of murder and 5 of vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence. One of the murder charges was filed for the unborn son of victim Asheray Ryan. The 23-year-old mother was 8 months pregnant at the time of the deadly crash. The filing detailed how Linton's bizarre and unhinged behavior worsened in the days before the accident and provided a bizarre timeline of the hours before the wreck. In the days and hours leading up to the events of August 4th, Nicole's behavior became increasingly frightening. Linton's lawyers wrote, the filing showed that before the wreck, Linton had been continually telling her sister that co-workers were acting weird. On the day of the accident, she drove home from work to have lunch and FaceTimed her sister with no clothes on. Then she returned to work and at 1:24 p.m., minutes before the accident, called her sister to say she was leaving again. She told her sister that she was flying out to meet her in Houston the next day so she could do her niece's hair, the filing read. She also said that she would be getting married and that her sister should meet her at the altar. Oh boy. According to the court documents, Linton's mental struggles became apparent in May of 2018 while she was a nursing student at the University of Houston, Texas. The stress was too much for her and it broke her, Nicole's sister, Camille Linton, wrote. She added, thus beginning the journey of Nicole's 4-year struggle with mental illness. That May, Linton fled from her apartment in the midst of a panic attack. When police approached to help, she leapt on the hood of their squad car and was arrested for disorderly conduct. At the station, she then called her family concerned about her pet turtle. The documents showed days later, Linton began telling her family about being possessed by her deceased grandmother. Then the next day, while checked into the Ben Taub Psychiatric Hospital, Linton received stitches after she pounded her head against a pane of glass while ranting about the Supreme Court and police. The documents said she sang Bob Marley songs while she was stitched up. It was during her stay at Ben Taub that Linton was diagnosed with bipolar and prescribed medication to mitigate it. Oh boy, but over a year later, she was involuntarily committed to a psychiatric ward by her family when neighbors complained she was running around the apartment building without clothes on. Then during the pandemic, she stopped taking her medication when a therapist told her she only had anxiety. From there, her health began a steep decline. She stopped sleeping, became obsessive about cleaning, accused family members from stealing and ranted at them. Linton's defense argued her long history of mental health and apparently bizarre behavior did not mean she should be locked up in prison, but that she should instead be released for treatment and monitoring at a mental health institution. Miss Linton would be most appropriately housed in a mental health treatment facility where she can be monitored and treated for her illness. Her attorneys wrote requesting she be allowed to wear an ankle monitor and be tested at UCLA Resnick Psychiatric Hospital. The defense also filed character statements from her family vouching for Linton. She is a godly person who put her trust in him. Linton's mother, Beverly Harrison, added, she is a person that if she says or do anything she regrets, she will come back to say that she is sorry and ask for forgiveness. My sweet baby, I love her, but God loves her best. And another of her sisters, Kimberly, talked about how Nicole had planned to enroll in medical school next year. Nicole is about saving lives, and she always has both empathy and sympathy for any life that's lost and the family, no matter how many times one can see that sort of thing in that field. She wrote, pictured, she wrote, yes guys, so there you have it there. As I always say guys, mental health is real. The struggle is real, guys. And even though she took, she caused the death of 6 people, including an unborn child. It's really sad, and she should, I believe, face face the consequences of her actions, of whatever she did. But at the same time, she needs to get the right treatment she deserves, right? So guys, let me know what you think about that. Okay, so guys, the other story that I'm going to get into right now, it's another update. So guys, if you guys would have remembered this story here. Okay, so guys, for those of you who didn't watch this video, you can go back and check it out. About this Jamaican-born TSA worker that was killed in Brooklyn. So now, as I said, it's an update on the case. So it's a duo that is charged for murder of the Jamaican-born TSA worker in Brooklyn. So, police in New York have charged a man and a woman with the shooting death of Jamaican-born Donovan Davey in East Flatbush in Brooklyn in May. Richard Barrett, who is 34 years old, and Irene Brown, 31 years old, were apprehended on Thursday after members of the regional task force spotted them driving in a car on southbound FDR Drive. They were subsequently charged with second-degree murder, with Barrett facing an additional charge of criminal possession of a weapon, according to the media reports. Both are reportedly acquaintances of Davey. The 45-year-old was having a phone conversation with his sister while walking to his mother's house in the East Flatbush area of Brooklyn on Sunday, May 22nd of this year, 2022. Davey, a federal security officer with the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, was assigned duties at the John F. Kennedy International Airport in Queens. He worked with the TSA for 17 years, that is from 2004. The Jamaicans attackers allegedly surprised him and shot him in the neck and the right leg. He later died at hospital. The motive for David's killing still remains unknown, guys. So the investigation continues. And, as soon as more information comes around, I'll definitely give you guys, the necessary updates as I continue to watch this case, guys. All right. So, guys, one last story that I'm gonna bring to you guys. It's another kind of sad. It's not kind of. It's another sad one, guys. Grandfather, 81 years old, left bloodied and bruised by arrest after police go to wrong address. And guys, check this out. So guys, there you see that little old man there, with all kind of bruises and bandages all over his body. And trust me, guys, some of the photos that I got, I can't even post them on here because that thing with YouTube, we can't put them up there on YouTube. We would definitely be getting some violations on us. But just to let you guys see some of the damages that this little old man got. So, police have been accused of leaving an 81-year-old grandfather bruised and bloodied after mistakenly approaching his house in the early hours of Friday morning. Pictures of an elderly man covered in dark bruises and wound dressings were shared on Twitter by a woman who said Bedfordshire police left her grandfather in the cells, confused and bruised, trying to defend himself. He was terrified, ill, and it took 10 officers, 6 vehicles to arrest him. Maybe his heart attack gave him superpowers, she said. The police said officers arrived at a house in the village of Potton around 5 a.m. on Friday to investigate reports of a disturbance. It turned out to be the wrong address, the force said. Officers said that on walking away from the property, they were approached in the street by a resident holding a wooden implement of similar size to a rounder's bat. After speculation online, they said it was not a walking stick. The officers called backup and several other units headed to the scene, police said. But before further units arrived, an altercation ensued where one of our officers tried to take the wooden implement from the resident, during which she sustained a cut to her face. A man in his 80s was arrested on suspicion of assault on an emergency worker. He was taken into custody for a brief period and has since been released under investigation while we assess the evidence, police said. Detective Chief Superintendent Julie Anderson of Bedfordshire Police said, "We understand the concerns regarding this incident and are carrying out our own internal review. We have also voluntarily referred ourselves to the Independent Office for Police Conduct, IOPC, for full openness and transparency and to ascertain if there is any learning to be taken forward. Over the coming days, the welfare of all those involved will be our primary concern." An IOPC spokesperson told The Independent, "We can confirm we have received a referral from Bedfordshire Police relating to the arrest of an elderly man in Patton on the 2nd of September. We are currently assessing the referral to determine what, if any, action is required from us." Bedfordshire Police was one of 3 English forces to be told in April by a watchdog to improve its investigations into crimes and responding to the public. The other 2 forces rebuked by Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary and Fire and Rescue Services were Dorset and West Mercia Police. So obviously, guys, we can see from that last statement that there have been other incidents, that a watchdog spoke about, and once you see that, there definitely needs to be some maybe training, additional training, or something like that from these officers or from this police station, because this man is 81 years old, guys, and I mean, you don't even need to be a well trained person, police officer, to know how to deal with someone, especially that age. We could see if it was a young person, but this man is 81 years old, and you can look at him and tell it's not a rocket science thing, guys. You just take one look at this man and you see that this man, he's probably even senile, because it seems as if they are saying that he attacked one of their officers. But just imagine for a young person being surprised in those hours of the morning by police, and moreover for this old man. So this is one more, guys, that we'll be looking at, we'll be watching, and see what comes out of this. So, guys, thanks as always again for tuning in, and please remember, guys, to like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell, and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already done so, and comment, guys, and let us know what you think about these videos. All right, so blessed love, peace.